Hey everybody, Vagrant Gaming, and just want to do a quick video talking about some suggestions, tips, and tricks for gearing out a tank with the update. I lost count after a 4.0 hit. I think we're in a sub-bracket of 4.0, like 4.0.2 or something like that. So real quick, I can show you the utilities I'm using, and again, a lot of times with the utilities it comes down to personal preference, but this is what I like to do. Battlefield Training for the speed perk. It's nice to be able to move around the field, and if you see someone dying, the quicker you can get to them, the better to get that guard on. Entangling tools. And this is the benefits of this you might not personally notice right away, but your healers that you're trying to keep up, they may notice this a lot sooner. Tactical Surge, Ion Pulse, and Explosive Surge reduce the movement speed of affected targets by 30% for 6 seconds. A lot of times, the way the cooldowns work for a Vanguard, you're going to be throwing out a lot of, drawing a blank, a lot of Ion Pulse. And by putting a slow on the people you're hitting with it, it makes it easier for the healers to, if they have free mobility, to get away. And that's always good. Neural Jolt slows the target by 50% for 6 seconds. Now, I kind of picked this because I tend to make mistakes. I'll panic when I see someone taking damage, and I'll just tab taunt without thinking about it, and sometimes it's a healer. So this way, I can say, yeah, I totally did that on purpose. I know what I'm doing. So don't tell anyone, and let's keep that secret between us, and everything will go fine. And on the flip side, if I taunt the correct target, it's also yet another slow. So for example, if there is a sniper that's in movement out of cover, or if there is a mercenary or a commando, range DPS basically, you throw the taunt on them, they're going to be probably far off away anyway, and that'll help slow them down and obviously mitigate damage. Now this one I might swap out, but for the time being I'm leaving it on. And this is mostly for Hutball, which is my favorite warzone. Defensive measures. Harpoon immobilizes the target for 3 seconds. In addition, the cooldown of Stealth Scan is reduced by 5 seconds, and any targets it reveals are immobilized for 3 seconds. The way my hotkeys are set up, if I'm trying to mitigate damage from a stealther and they vanish, I can usually pop my Stealth Scan pretty quickly right about where they were. Sometimes I catch them, sometimes I don't. But on the other hand, Harpoon immobilizing them for 3 seconds, one, it's great for Hutball if you can like yank them into the acid or into a fire pit. But more importantly, if they're all over your healer and you're a distance away, you yank them and they're going to be held there for a little bit. Now if they happen to use their stun breaker immediately for whatever reason, you can just stun them. And that's just more time they're away from doing damage to your healer or whoever you're trying to protect.
I would
In addition,
for schematics.
Advance the Line, and what I like about Advance the Line, increases the duration to hold the line by 4 seconds, which goes good with Charge the Line, Hold the Line, increases movement speed by 45%. And basically that's just to get that burst of speed. I just like being really mobile. Then there's Blitz, activating Storm, grants Blitz, increasing movement speed by 30% for 4 seconds. Great in Hutball, and in general, I just like being as fast as possible. Now, depending on your preference, it's not a bad idea to swap one of those out for Guard Cannon. Damaging a target with your shoulder cannon missiles heals you for 5% of your total health. Sometimes the healer's tapped or out of the picture. It's just a little bit more survivability. It's not a huge heal, but if you combine that with your Neural Surge, which is this guy right here, I'm sorry, Adrenaline Rush, pardon me. If you combine those together, it can keep you fighting for a bit longer. So, moving on to the gearing section, I'm going to open my inventory, and I just finished buying these pieces. You've got Advanced Lethal Mod 39B, which as you'll notice is high in endurance and has power on it. And for enhancements, Advanced Discipline Enhancement 39X, also high in endurance, and as a backup it's got some power and some crit on it. The reason why I'm going for this is I did some reading on the forums, and I've talked to my buddy Saint. I think his tank is Saint Crier or Saint Reese. He's one of the tanks from the Guild the Core. Great player, really knows his stuff. And in his last guide that he did, which is before 4.0, he suggested focusing a bit more on aim and not so much on mitigation. So basically, if you get your second set of PvP gear, the second tier gear, then you talk to this guy, Sergeant Torku if you're Republic side. And let's just scroll down a bit here, and hopefully I can find it. There we go. I think this is it. Make sure I got the name right. 39X, Discipline. Yeah, so here it is right here. Advanced Discipline Enhancement 39X. Again, high endurance. And then, Lethal Mod B, high endurance, and you've got some power in the back end. So you're going to do a little bit more damage. Not a ton, I mean, you're a tank after all. But that extra bit of pressure that you can put down on the other team, it couldn't hurt. Because you're going to be doing this a lot. Your Ion Storm, you're going to be hitting that a lot. So the more damage it does, it's a bit extra pressure to put on the other team. For one, getting people more likely to use their own defensive cooldowns to keep their health up, and two, you can, if you can aim it right, you can help pressure the other team's healer. It's just nice. And if you're playing it right, that should be proccing fairly close together. It's on was it a 15-second cooldown? 18-second cooldown, which turns out to be about 15 seconds if the full channel goes off. And then, due to your skill tree, that will be reset on occasion. So, the other thing is that I made a mistake on before was, if I can open this up, I went for the absorption and defense, and I'm probably going to swap those out, if I can find them, for power and crit. Let's see, shield defense, power and crit, yeah, I'm probably going to shift it up for this one. As you can see, 305 endurance, and it's got power and crit on there. I'm probably going to swap my earpiece and my implants up for those, and I'll probably do the same thing for the relics. There's a number of different ways you can gear up your tank, and if you look on the forums, you'll see that as well. There was a user, if I can get his name right so I can give him proper credit. Where is he? I've got my tablet on the side here. User Kevin Q. Court. He basically broke it down in this 4 different ways you can go. Between maximum mitigation, mitigation with maximum endurance, power crit maximum endurance, maximum power crit with a shield. You can do it any of these ways. Some may be more effective than others. Again, I mean, it's whatever fits best for your playstyle. Personally, the power crit with max endurance, that's what works good for me. That's pretty much the build I worked with before 4.0, and I'm going to be running with that again. So, hopefully this helps some of you guys. I know that min-maxing, for people like me, min-maxing is really confusing, and I don't get it when people show me this big graph and they say, okay, just trace your stats in this graph, it'll tell you what you need. I get lost immediately, and I get overwhelmed. So hopefully this will simplify the process for some of you guys, and hopefully it'll help you make you guys a nice, sturdy, and effective tank. Any suggestions, questions, comments, concerns, by all means, hit me up in the comment section, and if you enjoyed this, if it was helpful, feel free to hit the thumbs up button there and subscribe. And no matter what, I hope you guys all have a blast in game. Alright, catch you guys next time.